Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the Great Puckettini coming at you on behalf of PuckettFanshop.com. Excuse me. Excuse me there. But at PuckettFanshop.com, what I do is I love two things. I love football and dogs. Those have been two big hobbies, interests of mine. And at PuckettFanshop.com, what we do is we put dog designs on all kinds of products. Like I just got off of an email with a lady telling her that these stickers. People love buying stickers, stick them on their cars, and stick them everywhere on the windows. And she had ordered some stickers from me, and I was telling her she had to make sure to get the white background so they could see them better on her car. But anyways, we took dog designs on all kinds of products and everything, and so check it out, PuckettFanshop.com. And I'm the Great Puckettini. That's a neat name I've been given before. But anyway, if you're new to the channel here at the Great Puckettini, I coached football for about 15 years. I was a head varsity coach for 4 years, and been around a lot of college athletes, college recruiters, and I love the draft. I love recruiting and seeing these players develop and trying to figure out where they'd fit and all that. That's really always something interesting to me. And so what I'm doing today is I'm breaking down one of the Arkansas Razorbacks new recruits or new commitments, and it's Davion Dozier. Now, if I mispronounce the name or something, I apologize. But Davion Dozier just committed to him a couple days ago. He is a 6'4", 195-pound wide receiver from Moody, Alabama, and he was recruited by Kenny Gott. And I'm looking at my notes here, so let me look away. My computer's not letting me do video, so I'm having to do it on my phone and then transfer it upload it to YouTube. But anyway, so the first thing I look at when I look at a recruit or a player that's going to play in the SEC or maybe go to the NFL, you got to look at their physical size. Because there's certain prototype sizes at every position, and if they don't match that, a lot of times I've heard Bill Parcells say that every time when he drafted, he always did pretty good unless he went away from the prototype sizes. And that's when he tried to reach for somebody in a certain position. That's when he made mistakes drafting. And so there are prototype sizes and speeds that you have to be able to do. And if we're going to play in the SEC West, we got to have NFL players. You look at Georgia, Alabama, how many guys they send in the NFL? I mean, it's just crazy. So if we're going to compete with them, compete for titles, national titles, we've got to get those kinds of players, these NFL players, not just guys that might make it. We need NFL players. All right, so prototype size for an NFL wide receiver is 6'1", 203 pounds, and they run at about a 4.48 40. Okay, so 6'1", 203. Now, Davion here, he is. Let me look. He is 6'4". I just said that. He's 6'4" and weighs about 200 pounds. And that's a little tall for a wide receiver, Like I said, the average height in the NFL is 6'1". And you say, well, that's a little tall, but it is. If you look, you don't see many receivers over 6'3". They're in the NFL Hall of Fame. And there's not many that played in the NFL that had really good careers. Now, I'm not saying Davion can't do that at all. I think Davion's a great player. He's a great pickup, but I'll explain in a minute. But anyway, he's 6'4". He's a little bit tall. His weight is good. I could not find a 40 time on him, so I'm not sure about that. 4.48 is what you'd like for him to be in. But anyway, so, and talking about the size, a lot of times that makes a big target for these cornerbacks. A prototype corner that you face is about 5'11", 6 foot, 5'10", and they're going against a big 6'4" guy. You think the 6'4" guy might can win, but those smaller corners, are quicker. They're faster. The bigger, tall guys might can run a straight line faster, but those corners a little bit quicker, and they can run fast too, So anyway, they're just big targets, and it's, and I really think I'd like to see the Hogs move him inside. I'll talk about that later. Next, I look at his stats, okay? So in 2021, he played 10 games. He had 51 catches for 833 yards, and he had 12 touchdowns. So he averaged over 16 yards per catch, I believe, is what I figured that out to be, which is really good. So every time he's catching the ball, he's getting a first down, So clearly Davion's he's a very good player. He's can be a game breaker. He's a good one. I'm not saying he's not. Trust me, he's a good one. And I watched this film. I watched this huddle video from his 2021 season. It's just his highlights, and that's all I'm able to look at. What I saw is that he's a really good runner after the catch. the yak yards, yards after catch. He catches a bunch of bubble routes. They like to throw it to him short and let him run, But also, I saw they like to throw the go route to him too, run straight down the field and throw it up to him. He does a great job of that as well. I saw that he catches the ball with his hands very good. He's a hand catcher. And you see many times that he goes up over a cornerback. He uses his size very well. He can go up over the cornerback and make contested catches. I saw him make a bunch of contested catches. Anybody can catch it when they're wide open, but it takes a really good player to go up over a corner or catching traffic. He does that. Does a very good job. He's got very good hands. Another thing I like, he likes to push off. I saw him pushing off a lot. Remind me of Michael Irvin a little bit. I'm a big Dallas Cowboy fan as well. And he'll push off. He fights for the ball. And that's what you want. If you're a quarterback or coach, you want somebody that's going to fight for that ball and go get it. Don't let the defense have it. It's your job to not let them get it. You got to fight for it. He does that. He goes after the ball. I also saw a couple plays, run plays, and he looks to be a very physical blocker. I saw him get hooked up with one guy and took him out of bounds. I mean, that was really good to see that. And he's hard to tackle, like I said earlier. He is a really good runner after the catch when he catches the ball. He's hard to tackle. He's a physical runner. I mean, you don't bring him down easy. He runs hard. And I saw a couple times where he could have stepped out of bounds, but he tried to push forward and get more yards. So that's a good thing. Another thing I saw, he could help us on special teams. I saw him block an extra point field goal. They put him right in the middle in the center. He's 6'4". I'm sure he has a very good vertical jump. Looked like he did to me. And they jumped up and blocked the kick. So that's something where Arkansas could use that. Also, he faced a lot of man coverage, I saw. A lot of teams try to man up on him. And that's what I say, too. They might not have think he had great speed, so they tried to get up and bump and run him. And he didn't always get a lot of separation, but he did a good job of going up and make contested catches. I mean, he can definitely do that for sure. How he'll fit in, in 2023, which is when he'll be with the Razorbacks, they'll have 7 returning wide receivers, but so far none of them have really shown much. Right now they're trying to find somebody that's going to step up this year in 2022, and I don't know if he'll stay at receiver. I don't know. So I would think they would want at least 8 receivers, healthy and dressed out. Really more than that since you're running spread offense. You think you need 2 receivers. If you're splitting 3 and 4 receivers out, you need probably at least 2 at every position. Some have position flex, but anyway, so there'll definitely be need for receivers. That's a need. We're always looking for game breakers. I mean, you never pass a game breaker up. He definitely fits that mold. He's a playmaker. The only question is where do you put him? What position would he be best at? And so in my opinion, he's listed as a 3-star recruit. To me, I think 3 out of 5 stars, like 60%, and I may be wrong, but I think he's a little bit better than that. He is a playmaker. He's a big physical receiver with good hands that runs very well after the catch. Like I said earlier, he has a very large catch radius too, and quarterbacks love that because that means he can catch the ball away from his body. You don't have to pinpoint a pass. You can throw it a little high, a little low, a little left, a little right, and he can catch it. So he can reach and make catches that don't have to be on his body. And they love to throw up to him. They love to just throw it up to him. He goes up and catches it. So he has a very large catch radius. I think he's kind of that Trey Knox mold, Arkansas was trying to bulk him up, move him to like a tight end H-back. And I've heard Coach Pittman say if they can get him that 230 range, that he could play tight end some. And I think that is kind of what Davion could be and be a big-time playmaker, kind of like Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates. One of my favorites was Jay Novacek, played for the Cowboys for many years. He came from Wyoming, I believe, was a quarterback. He was 6'4", 234, and was a heck of a tight end. Played on the Super Bowl teams in the mid-'90s there when I was growing up, and I think Davion could fit that role great. He's 6'4", about 200 right now. Bulk him up. They have that Jerry Jones nutrition place there, and can really bulk them up and get them bigger. And I think that's what he needs to do, in my opinion. Bulk up, move inside, be a tight end H-back, inside receiver. Now you can be big. In some of the sets I used to run in the spread, as I would put my X receiver a lot of times was like a tight end, a big receiver. And my Y was more of a typical wide receiver, in the spread. I always had guys that were big that had good speed and could catch, but maybe not as fast as my receivers. And also use them kind of as blockers too. We run a lot of screens to their side, stuff like that. So Davion still can play wide receiver. I'm not saying that. I just think he would be better. Maybe trying to bulk him up, move him to a tight end H-back. Like I said, his size does concern me a little bit, but he's tall. It don't concern me really. You know, as a wide out receiver, it kind of does. I think he'll have a tough time maybe getting open. But he's a playmaker. You just got to put him in the right position. Find him where he can do good. And that's what the coaches are there for. He's got the talent. They just got to put him where he needs to go. You know, so that's my opinion on that. I think he's a great pickup. I think he's better than a 3-star. He's a playmaker. Just got to find where he needs to go. And you might put him in a wide receiver and he can dominate. I don't know what to see. I think it would be better for him to bulk up, move inside, tight end H-back. And that's all I got. I think Davion's going to be a great player. He's the kind of player we need to be recruiting. He's a playmaker. Get him there and then find out where he needs to go. Find him the best place. Get him on. You know, he's the player we need to compete with Alabama's, Georgia's, and all these other schools, you know, that we played. If we're going to play for those national titles, Davion's the type of player we need. Very good player. If you like this video, hit the like button and leave me a comment if you agree or disagree. But like I said, I think he would be better to move inside. Not saying that he's not a great receiver, because he is. I just think that being at 6'4", it's hard. You just don't see many receivers in the NFL 6'4". You know, don't see many over 6'3" that are good. You know, no, that's not saying he can't be good in college though. But anyway, thank you so much for watching the video. I am the Great Puckettini. Check me out at PuckettFanShop.com. Check the Great Puckettini YouTube channel out more. I've got a couple videos on here already. I think I've done 2 Arkansas recruits, Steven Johnson and Davion here. And then I've done one for the Cowboys, their first-round pick, Tyler Smith. So check them out. See what you think. Comment. Let's have a conversation about it. See you guys later. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.